Subject of athletes, and as we saw in Milano Cortina, the road to all of it usually starts with young dreamers, but it's not the reps in the weight room or the endless hours of practice that count. It's really training your mind that I think is important.
That's right, and we have sisters and founders of Bet on You Mentality with us now. We have Katie Wood and Erin Connor. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So first, tell us, why is training your mind so important, especially for young athletes?
Yeah, so the mind is the game.
Yeah.
It's they say sports is 90% mental, but how much are kids or any athletes actually training the mind?
Yeah.
And I think the first thing that we're so passionate about is you have to understand how the mind works. So the natural wiring in our brain is survival mode. It's created for you to survive, not thrive. But as an athlete, you can't live in that mode. You have to be able to get outside your comfort zone. But with the brain constantly scanning the world for what's wrong, negativity bias, magnifying all the things that could go wrong, you have to be able to move past that in order to excel. Yeah. And that's why we created this journal, which is rooted in mental strength, confidence, and belief, to really help these athletes get past that, especially today, because the social media
exactly. It read your mind.
Yes, it's different today.
But that being said, what are some of the strategies you two have implemented in order to start building that?
There are a ton of strategies in the journal. One of my favorites is control the controllables. So teaching athletes, when you're focused on things that are outside your control, like playing time stats, the scoreboard, what the coach just said, you're putting unnecessary pressure on yourself. Mistakes may start to multiply, and as a result, confidence takes a huge hit. So we need to refocus on what's fully in our control. Effort, attitude, response, confidence is going to go up. Another strategy is training your self-talk. It's so important. Really having athletes, you see an athlete in a game, they make a mistake, and all of a sudden their head is down, their shoulders are slumped, and you actually see the confidence starts slipping out of their body. And in that moment, we need to train the response, because your brain goes negative very quickly. So if they're thinking, I'm not playing well today, one word, let's just say next play, right? Let's have them refocus, train that response.
Yeah.
A third strategy is failure is required. It's required to grow. One of my favorite quotes is, to double your rate of success, you have to double your rate of failure. So understanding, parents, have your athlete lean into failure. Failure is just data, it's information, and when athletes understand that and they take that as information, they can learn, they can adjust, and they can grow stronger.
I love that. Yeah, right? I'm like, all of this, we need all of this in every life. And I know that you guys have really spelled this out in the journal here, and it's a great tool that doesn't take a ton of time for people and athletes to sit down. But one thing you brought up there is parents training or helping their kids lean into failure. When should parents be involved? When should they not be involved? How can they support these dreams without being too overbearing?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So parents really need to understand that to build your child's confidence, we need to reduce interference. So there's a saying in sports psychology, performance is potential minus interference. So as parents, we can either reduce that interference or we become the interference. So on the sidelines, I'm sure you've all heard, and I was one of them at one point, shoot the ball, pass the ball, instructing our athletes. But unintentionally, we are actually sending a message to them saying, I don't trust that you can figure this out on your own. So when we let athletes figure out how to play their sport and the strategies that they need to use and how to get over making a mistake, that's when they start to grow real confidence.
Because mom and dad can yell at you, but they're not going to be on the floor with you.
Exactly. Yes.
That's very important.
Yeah,
they probably wish they could.
Exactly. But you two have developed some programming in order for people to really lock into this. What should we know? Where can we find more?
Yeah, so betonyomentality.com. So we've had the ability to work with incredible athletes, from high school kids to lockdown volleyball to incredible programs to Boston College, Providence College, the Ron Burton Training Village. It's been such a journey of really helping these athletes.
Yeah.
And our passion is to really help them get that bet on you belief to bet on themselves. Because at the end of the day, control what you can control. It's yourself and your inner game.
Yeah. Well, if you guys want to get your hands on this, on the journal, or get the program to your athletes through a program or team, you can learn more online. You can also, Katie and Erin, we're on the On Her Mark podcast. You can listen to the full episode there and learn all about it. It was really interesting. So thank you both for being here.
Thank you
for having us.